What's up guys, Nolan here, and yesterday over on the Tarkov forums, the German community rep Hums21 was able to get a quick Q&A with Nikita, the lead dev of Escape from Tarkov, where we got a bunch of great answers on future content. Hums also streams, so if you wanted to show him some love, I've linked his channel below. The first question was about drug addiction and Escape from Tarkov. For those who didn't know, there are plans to make the heavy drugs and painkillers addictive in Escape from Tarkov, and that's so you aren't just constantly popping them to get their buffs. This has now been confirmed again, with Nikita's answer being that it won't be soon, but it will be in the game at some point, mentioning specifically addiction, overdoses, and advanced side effects for too much drug use. When asked about new maps, Nikita mentioned that the lighthouse location as well as a starting location are in the drafting state. I would like to assume that means something like a gray or white box state where the map is basically just a bunch of blocks just to see how it flows and whatnot, but specifically that process could be in a 2D or a 3D phase, so there's no real estimate of when those are going to be done there. The interesting thing here is that I was led to believe that the lighthouse location could be the starting location, so now it sounds like the tutorial starting location will indeed be its own separate location. And the most recent info we have other than that on the lighthouse location involves it being the home base for USEC, and it is rumored to possibly have in-raid traders there as well, and again that's just rumors for now, so we'll see. Nikita mentioned that it is planned in the future to make goggles and glasses reduce the effect of flash effects, but we don't have a date on that. Nikita mentioned that they will be messing around with more graphical settings in the future, such as shadow distance, to balance it properly between players in and out of buildings, or of course in or out of shadows. And this goes along the lines with BSG wants all players to be on the same playing field. When asked about Molotov cocktails, Nikita said that he wasn't sure if they will end up making it into the game, even saying probably not for the Molotov cocktails, but he did say there will be incendiary grenades. When asked about PMC Scav relations, Nikita mentioned even with the karma system in, PMCs won't be able to make friends with an AI Scav, so we should try to make sure any Scavs we might buddy with are players first somehow, I guess. Nikita said that it is no longer planned to be able to move the mounted weapons on maps, because that indeed used to be a thing. However, he did add along with that they do still plan to add more stationary weapons. If I had to guess, I would say a mortar and an SPG would for sure be on that list, but we'll see. They still plan to add an animation for mag loading where you'll physically see each round going into the magazine and you won't have to have your inventory open anymore to do it. So it'll still take a long time to do it, but at least you'll be able to move and look around while you do it. Nikita mentioned radioactive areas coming to the game in future DLC. This is interesting because we already have UI that supports biohazard sickness and radiation sickness, so I wonder if there will be other ways that's implemented before the DLC or not. We knew that they were definitely going to be adding something like this, but we didn't know how or when, so we'll see what happens there. When asked about Scav factions, Nikita said that the UN faction will be added closer to release and that they will roam around the whole map. On top of this, I'm not sure if this is like a lost in translation thing or what, but he specifically mentioned AI in general doing that and not just the UN soldiers, which is an important difference. Nikita confirmed that there will be a clan stash that the entire clan can access in the clan system, but there's an important note here where he called it DLC. Again, this was possibly something that was lost in translation here, guys, but the clan system is supposed to be coming with Arena, and if the clan system is DLC, that might make Arena DLC as well, but that's speculation, that's not confirmed, and he could have accidentally just called it DLC. This is for sure something that we'll want a correction on in the future. When asked about repeated broken bones and the effects that they should have, Nikita agreed that it might make more sense after a few breaks to lose some mobility instead of being able to continuously fix it. With questions like these, it's important to remember the new slogan, as realistic as playable. We'll see if anything comes of that. Nikita was asked about the time to kill in Escape from Tarkov, and the person asking the questions insinuated that it is not hardcore at the moment, and Nikita responded saying that they are always working to find a good balance for things like that. So on that subject of time to kill, those who don't like the time to kill right now, make sure you check out my vest system and armor hitbox video. There's a new system coming to the game, possibly even as soon as 12.9, but that's unconfirmed, where armor won't cover as much as it does right now and it becomes more realistic. It is going to drastically change the time to kill and just the game in general. So again, if you don't know about that, I've linked that video below. Then last but not least, Nikita said that the Unity 2019 build is planned and it should address the fog in buildings and other environment issues. The latest word on that was that there would be private servers with this build that special hand-picked testers would get access to find any issues with the build. I'm not sure if they somehow got what they needed and decided to scrap that or what, but I guess we'll learn more about that specifically soon. So there's your latest fill of SoonTMs on Tarkov, but thankfully we got a bunch of very solid yeses and nos on future content. Let me know what you guys think below. That's going to do it for today, but if you need more Tarkov news or content in your life, then check out these playlists here. If you like this video, then you know the drill. I really appreciate the people who do. Otherwise, I hope you at least learned something, and I also hope you have a nice day. See you guys.